But if this is supposed to be an authoritative work, then having them have different options to spell something correctly, I don't really think is presenting yourself well. Hey everybody, I'm Shalise, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. I am a homeschooling mom of 5 children, and this video is in collaboration with This Is Our Life, and she reached out and invited several of us to participate with a first impressions collab. Now, I didn't want to be prejudiced in my what I'm going to be sharing with you today, but I do take pride in a lot of my children's work after seeing how this is working out for our family. And what I'm going to be talking about is the Charlotte Mason Spelling Wisdom. Now, she told us that we could talk about maybe if we're just trying Waldorf, what our impressions of it are, or Charlotte Mason, or Planner, all this kind of stuff. I get so distracted outside. And share our, opinion about it in these first few weeks of school. Now, this has probably been the longest that I've done Spelling Wisdom. I did purchase it last year, and I think I did 1 or 2, maybe even 3. I don't even remember. It was such a short amount of time of lessons, not as much as I have this year. And I am really, really glad I went back to it. And let me explain why. One of the things that I didn't like about the spelling that my daughter was doing last year, we were doing probably your typical program where you have your spelling list, write it out about 2 or 3 times, you put it alphabetically, you put it in a sentence so you kind of get how it works. You try to see it in your head, memorize it, and over the course of the days, every day you're doing something different. And then on the 5th day, you take a test. The problem that I was finding with that is that my daughter would ace the tests, but a few weeks later, when she was called to do the work again, she wouldn't know. Someone got the baby up. Okay, let's see if I can remember where I am and if I can finish this quickly. Ooh, nice rainbow. So yeah, I was having issues with her not remembering her words later on, and just, the typical things. You don't really understand why a word may be spelled differently but sounds the same, and things like that. And I'm sure some of it is just age, but yeah, anyway, I decided to go for this because then they are seeing the word spelled, in sentences, not just by themselves. Okay, I'm gonna do it like this, and it probably looks terrible, but hopefully you can see. So anyway, I went to this, and I bought book 2, even though it doesn't start till 5th grade, because the issues that I was having with book 1 is that they were almost too simple to the point where I don't know. I'm just really glad I went to the deeper one. And my sister and her have been doing it. That's what I've been using for spelling. I don't know if that would have been what my mother would have chosen for spelling, but we can't find any of my sister's spelling books. Anyway, and so it starts out simple like this, and then you get more into this, and then you're going to be doing these, and they are just, so they did this one today. My religious belief teaches me that to feel as safe in battle as in bed. God fixed the time for my death. I do not concern myself about that, but to always be ready no matter when it may overtake me. And that was Stonewall Jackson that said that. And so how it happens is we kind of go over it. We'll look at the paragraph, what we're going to be writing, and we'll kind of go over any words that maybe we don't know. And at that point, it's open to question as to what does this word mean? What does, how does this apply? And theoretically, you would be putting all the punctuation in, but they don't always get that. Sometimes they do, but not always, and I don't worry too much about it. But if they misspell the word, then you try to like cover it up so that they don't see it, and then they write it correctly. And so this way they're using a lot of the words in the English language. They're using it in the context, and they are the words keep coming back into their spelling, and that's what I really liked about this. So first impressions, I'm really glad that my family chose to do it this way. I really see at this point that they see the purpose in spelling things correctly. You know, it's not just a bunch of words to memorize now, but they're seeing it in sentence structures. The other thing that I really, really, really hate about spelling programs is when they have 3 different choice ways to spell a word, and you're supposed to find the correct one with 2 misspelled words in it. I just don't think that is very purposeful. I think that actually ends up doing more harm than good, and a lot of programs do that. I would rather them see the word spelled correctly constantly. It's been a long day, folks. I'm sorry. I would rather them see the word spelled correctly with like proper sources. I don't really know how to say this, but if this is supposed to be an authoritative work, then having them have different options to spell something correctly, I don't really think is presenting yourself well. When I want them to be authoritative, I don't want them to say, or I don't want them to be like, you know, is it this, this, or this? This is how it is spelled. This is the correct way to spell, and that's the end of the matter. So I do like ways of this. So anyway, I hope that made sense. I kind of feel like I started zoning out there, but like I said, it's been a long day, and so that is going to be my first impressions of the Simply Charlotte Mason Spelling Wisdom. At one point I had all of my students doing this, but recently I did switch the extra student that I have that just came from a public school environment. I did switch him back to the building spelling skills that we had done in previous years. I really think that he needs that structure right now. This was it wasn't too easy. I don't want to say that. But I think because it was such a different environment from what he was used to, that there was, I really don't know how to explain it. Just my gut feeling told me to go back to the other spelling, and I did. But other than that, everybody else is using this, and to be honest, I did give the option of them to go back to the other way of doing spelling, and there was a unanimous no. I would like to stick with this. It is kind of intense at times because they're having to use memory work so much more, but I think just the fact that they are writing so many words that they do know, and 1 or 2 maybe that are a little bit harder, a little bit more struggling, and then they see that they remembered it. I think that's kind of empowering, for lack of a better word, for them, and I really think that's what is appealing most to them. And again, seeing it in a good layout form that resonates with them. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. Check the playlist down below, or check the link to This Is Our Life. She will have the playlist for all of the participants. I can't wait to see some of these videos. I am such a visual girl that I was just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I hope this is what she was expecting, and I hope some of you kind of enjoyed my little Pride and Prejudice, a little bit of a job there with my first impressions quote. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a blessed day. Bye.